Good morning. So I am just getting up. You can see it's 7:53 and I'm really making myself breakfast right now. So I'm making my oatmeal and egg, and it is my favorite breakfast, but I've recently learned about extra things that you can put in, like sriracha. And because this is the spicy and hot quickies in the kitchen, I'm adding sriracha, my new favorite addition to oatmeal and egg. So I have just the oatmeal, half a cup of oatmeal, which I use, well, this is a 5-grain cereal, 100% whole grain. So it's oats, rye, triticale, barley, and golden flax, and it's super high in fiber. And I use a half cup, I can't think, I just woke up. I use a half cup so that I really know exactly how much I'm getting, so I'm not just guesstimating, especially first thing in the morning, not what you want to do. So I know that I'm getting 2.5 grams of fat, 160 calories, 28 carbs, and 6 grams of protein if I measure out half a cup. And then it's, alright, I don't measure the milk, but it's a little bit of milk and about half an inch of water and then some sea salt. And once that comes to a boil, I add the oatmeal. And now the oatmeal is starting to soak in the milk. And I love oatmeal in the morning because it's filled with fiber. It also is filling, not fattening. So it helps to fill you up without fattening you up. And it keeps you fuller longer. It also helps to flesh you out, and it's filled with nutrients. And then the milk, so I can get a little extra protein, and then an egg. So I put the egg actually in the oatmeal, the whole egg. You don't need to be worried about eggs and high cholesterol. I'm throwing the shell away. And now washing my hands. You don't need to be worried about high cholesterol because really, one egg has only 4.5 grams of fat, and I know in the past, I remember my dad stopped eating eggs when I was a little girl, and then they came back into fashion, and they're really not that bad for you. If you just have one a day, they're filled with protein. The yolk has lecithin, which helps to protect your connective tissues, which helps to minimize wrinkles and minimize cellulite. So I love to have an egg every day. It also obviously is filled with nutrients, and it's another filling, not fattening food. So I'm going to turn it down just a little. And you really want to incorporate the egg into the oatmeal. So pulling away the yolk. I wish you could see this, but you can't. So I'm just carefully, I have my spoon in there, and I'm pulling the white away from the yolk really carefully so that the whole thing cooks evenly and not like one big chunk of an egg, because eventually I'm going to incorporate the entire egg and break the yolk into the oatmeal. So now that that's incorporated, I'm going to add the sriracha. Sriracha is one of my favorite things to add into food in general because it is a fat-burning food. It is very spicy, okay? It is, but I like that. I think it says something about you if you can handle spicy food. But I also just like to give myself that kick first thing in the morning. And having some sriracha not only kicks up my taste buds in the morning, but it also wakens my mind, and it gets my metabolism going so that I'm burning more calories naturally during the day. Actually, hot, spicy foods help to do that because it helps to burn off fat faster. So not only kicking up your metabolism, you know, you're actually heating up your body. So if you're heating up your body, you're heating up that fire inside you. So I'm going to show you how much I put in. So here it is right now. Let's see, turn it down just a little because you really don't want it boiling like that. So you can see there's the yolk, and I've pulled away the white. Okay. And now a little bit of sriracha, and of course this is to taste, but that's how much I like. Okay. Then some white pepper, which I'll have to do in a minute because I didn't open the top. So I'm mixing in the sriracha. So again, all the flavors are incorporated. You want the flavors to, I like to say, want the flavors to get married. You want the flavors to get incorporated together so that they're more set. You know, you can kind of tell when you throw spices into a dish at the very end, and there goes the yolk cracking and incorporating it in. You can kind of tell when you incorporate all of the spices at the end that the flavors really aren't quite melded together. And it's like with soups. People say that soups taste better the next day. Well, it's because all the flavors are able to meld together. So the same thing here, but not for an entire day. So now I'm going to add some white pepper because, again, it's a natural fat burner, and I just love the flavor of the pepper, the bite to it. It gives it this nice extra depth and richness without being overwhelmingly peppery. So I do a nice amount of white pepper, but I love it. It's all to taste. And don't be nervous about the salt. I put the salt in, by the way, I'm not doing it again right now because I already put it in, but I put it in when the water is boiling at the very beginning, just to help the water boil a little bit faster. And this is how much I put in, just so you can see how much salt I'm putting in. Okay? Don't be afraid of salt. Salt actually helps to enhance flavor. If you're making your own food, the amount of sodium you're putting in is not a huge amount. The bad huge amounts of sodium comes with the packaged foods, with the canned soups, with a lot of the frozen entrees, if you go to restaurants. But with this, you're just putting enough salt to bring up the flavor, to open it up a little bit so that you really enjoy your meal. If you have a bland dish, honestly, you're not going to enjoy it that much. And then because of that, you're going to eat more because you're not going to be satisfied. So, all right, mixing in the white pepper. And now adding some spike. It's just a gourmet seasoning that's a mix of a lot of things. I honestly don't even know what it is. Oh, some salt, soy, onion, yeast, orange powder, dill, kelp, horseradish, mustard, celery, green and red bell peppers, parsley, turmeric. Lots of amazing things, and the flavor is so great. It just amplifies the flavor. So this is definitely a savory dish. And you know, naysayers of oatmeal and egg, think about what oatmeal it is. It's a grain, you know, just like a risotto or a pasta or a rice. You're not going and putting brown sugar and blueberries on your pasta. That's just, we've gotten used to putting these sweet things on oatmeal, but you don't have to do that. There's no rule that you have to make your oatmeal sweet. You can make it savory if you just look at it differently. And people say, oh, but it's so ugly at the end. Really? Is risotto that beautiful in the bowl? I mean, a bowl of spaghetti with pasta sauce, is it that pretty? It's not. And I know, oatmeal and egg in the bowl, not the prettiest. But neither is anything else. The fact is you're just bringing out the flavor. You're eating, a lot of people don't like breakfast food. And the reason is because they don't like sweets for breakfast. Well, neither do I. I don't like sweets for breakfast. I like savory. And the great thing is the oatmeal and egg, it is a complete, full, balanced meal and the perfect thing to eat before you go work out. I'm actually going to work out after I have this because it gives you the protein, it gives you the carbs. And now I'm going to add, this is my other new addition, grated Parmesan cheese. Just a little. It just, again, it adds some more depth and richness. And you don't have to use a lot, and I'm not measuring it. Okay, the only thing I measure, honestly, is the oatmeal. But just a few little sprinkles of it. That may have been too much. That's okay. So now, I'm going to show you what the consistency looks like so that we're on the same page here. So we don't burn it, because I burned the last one I made on video. Okay. See, so it is still very oatmeal-y. It's not stuck to the bottom, but it's quite dry. And we have all of the ingredients now incorporated. And some people say they don't like to do, you know, they prefer the quick oatmeal in the microwave with all the powdered stuff. It's the exact same oatmeal, just this one doesn't have all the powders. So you could, if you wanted to, you could just take this oatmeal and make it in the microwave, and it'll be fast. Okay, so that's it. Turn off the heat. Then I'm also going to add, just because I love it, avocado. And avocado is yes, it's a fattening fruit. It's actually a fruit, but it's healthy fat. And you do want some fat in your diet every day. And avocado is another filling, not fattening food. So this whole breakfast is filling, not fattening. Unless, of course, you eat a lot, then it's both filling and fattening. So that's why I keep it measured. Okay. And I already used the other half of the avocado yesterday and then saved the half. This is a small avocado, so that's why it's okay to use a half. But if it was a large avocado, I would only use a third of it because it's just way too much fat. So the way I do it is I just slice it. Oh, it has some little bit of brown from yesterday. Throw that away. Okay. So I just slice it a couple of times and then use the spoon to scoop it out directly into the oatmeal. Alright. And here it is. Honestly, the best breakfast. I look forward to this breakfast at night before I go to bed. And then you just formulate the perfect bite. So you have a little bit of the oatmeal. Obviously you're going to have some egg in there because it's all mooshed together. And the avocado in one bite. It's so good. It's like comfort in a bowl. It really is. But you don't want to mix the avocado down in. I don't like hot avocado, so I like to have the avocado on the top. It has a little bit of that hit of spiciness from the sriracha and the warmth of the oatmeal. It's amazing. So that is your spicy and hot quickie in the kitchen, and I'm going to go and have my breakfast now.